What's up, everyone, and welcome back to Movie Raised.
Toothless, Hiccup, and the rest of the gang might have settled down from their dragon riding days, but the future is in the children they bore. How to Train Your Dragon 4 is a movie of adventure, family, and love, and, well, wild is the best way to describe it all. Ever since the first How to Train Your Dragon was released all the way back to 12 years in 2010, people of all ages loved the movie the second it played.
I am a Viking!
And for good reason. Hiccup and Toothless's adventures were a historic story to remember, from figuring everything out all in the beginning to discovering new worlds and islands for Vikings to explore. So when Hiccup and Toothless had to go on their separate ways to rule the lands they were born to rule, let's just say it turned out to be an entirely worldly experience for both of them. But with the light fury inside Toothless to keep all the dragons in check in the hidden world, and Astrid, who has always been there for Hiccup to even grasp and manage Burke. Both love stories might have had a rough start, but they were the beginning of it all. But with this perfect romance and dynamic in check, one would suspect that this franchise has officially come to an end. But hold on to your dragons, because How to Train Your Dragon 4 is in the making, and it's going to blow your mind. In the ending clips of How to Train Your Dragon 4, both couples have moved on their dragon riding life and have finally built a family of their own. Unsurprisingly, Hiccup and Astrid had 2 children, one to be the heiress of their village, Zephyr, and Nothing, their younger son and an expert in dragon riding. All the while, Toothless and Light Fury had their own nightlight. Yes, as a combination of night and light furies, these mixed shade-colored dragons are called nightlights, able to camouflage in light and in the darkness, making them a very deadly species. And basically a reminder that Night and Light Furies are officially erased off the earth after Toothless and his unnamed wife. Their children are the faces of the How to Train Your Dragon 4 as they continue Hiccup's goal to explore the world with his children on Dart. Rough Runner and Pounce is back flying to the edge of the world, or so they thought. It is no secret that being a dragon rider is the most amazing thing. I mean, look at what Toothless did for Hiccup in the first movie when he was ready to put down his life to save his rider. When the chief and chieftess reminisced over their life as teenagers defeating bad guys with their dragons on their side, it was sort of unexpected for their children to smash that like button. Wink. Jokes aside, they actually didn't expect that their children would be jealous and just a tad bit insecure. I know you're all wondering how come there's a 4th installment when the writers had confirmed that How to Train Your Dragon: The Hidden World would be the last. Well, the director of the previous 3 movies, Dean of the franchise, has had a quick chat with Jeffrey, DreamWorks CEO, about the 4th movie, saying, "I think I've talked Jeffrey down from that. There may be spin-offs to come, but my involvement and my dedication to completing a story that has a reason for being and a strong sense of integrity in 3 chapters I think is in place and intact. Everybody seems to be in agreement that we're moving in the right direction." You heard it here first, folks. How to Train Your Dragon 4 will not be a movie like everyone else expected. Take it from me. The How to Train Your Dragon franchise has always been Hiccup and Toothless' story from the very beginning until the end. That's why the writers made sure they had the long-awaited closure at the ending of the 3rd movie. But as Dean has announced, spin-offs of an extended ending might be in place for the whole cast. But is it a shocker? Not really. The franchise made a box office revenue of a total of $494.9 million in 12 years. Even after the 3rd and last movie was released, fans have been begging the writers for more. And who could resist a high-profit movie demand by fans? That's right, no one. The series episodes should be set to be released in 2024 and 2025. That's a lot of time debating whether or not the writers have changed their minds. But so worth it. In the children's movie series, we can definitely expect a whole lot of parenting from our main cast in the first 3 movies. But let's admit it, the twins in Snoutlot will probably encourage their kids to go do it. Many fans have also been curious to death about who Ruffnet actually married at the end of it all, or maybe no one at all. Everyone's about to know that a younger teenager Ruffnet was and who was actually someone everyone could relate to. In the 3 episodes, we can definitely have a gist of rebellious Zephyr guiding Nefink and the 3 baby dragons into chaos and danger as she proves herself to her legendary father who brought peace to the world. Theories against that Zephyr might be aiming to bring back the dragons the villagers lost in How to Train Your Dragon 3, which of course led to absolute chaos. The dragons haven't seen civilization in a very long time and will even eat their food, cause fire, etc. Definitely not a sight Zephyr was hoping to see. She might even do it with the help of the little night lights. We know how the night and light furies are the supreme species of the dragon's world, with Toothless being their alpha. Zephyr might be able to do what she's been hoping for by asking, manipulating, forcing, or whatever she might do to ask the little night lights to help her. We might even see her and Velka, known for being the calm and compassionate mother of Hiccup, have a little talk while helping Zephyr calm down, possibly to even let her see that her dad doesn't have it all figured out. Hiccup has always had dragon riding. He's an explorer and definitely not a chief material like her mother. The show will highlight Hiccup and Zephyr's bonding as they figure out how to handle an entire village who experience the great guidance of Stoke the Great. At the end of the series, the bittersweet ending comes back to haunt us once more, but this time to officially end the franchise. For real this time. Although, don't hold everything here in a tightrope because the writers might have a few bits and pieces here and there. Many theories have suggested that the incoming DreamWorks series named Dragons: The 9 Realms is a spin-off that Dean mentioned. To be quite honest, the main character's dragons do look like the child dragons of Toothless and the Light Fury. If so, the incoming sequel will be placed in much modern world moving forward in 1300, where dragons are erased for text to keep the hidden world a secret. After all, the amount of people who have been to the hidden world, the safety net of dragons can be counted on with one hand alone. After a millennium has passed, the dragons find their way back to civilization and find themselves their new dragon riders. Although there is an automatic assumption that Dragons is the new spin-off of How to Train Your Dragons, this might not be the official spin-off just yet. You can't deny the resemblance the dragons in Dragon have with the archaic dragons of Berk. The animation could definitely use some room for improvement because it looks nothing like How to Train Your Dragon animation, in which they smash the subscribe button and hit the notification bell. No, but like seriously, the director is still open to making more of How to Train Your Dragon franchise. Whether it be by that name or another name entirely different, fans just can't wait for more already, and are pushing through with this idea that it'll be a very profitable investment for DreamWorks. You will love these videos next.